Latest, let's talk with Matt Hogan from Bitwise Asset Management. He's one of the applicants out there. So where are we? You filed an amended S1 last week. Other amended S1s are due today, I understand. How much did you need to amend this for, and when is approval likely?
Yeah, obviously I can't speak to any specific filing, but I think if you look generally, the amendments that we're seeing coming through are relatively minimal, which tell us that we're getting close. At least we should expect to be getting close. I think the analysts are saying anytime in the next 2 weeks. I think that's a reasonable estimate. And I think when they do come, there's going to be significant demand for these ETFs.
So minimal need for changes is a good sign.
It's a good sign.
They're not going crazy. They're not freaked out about anything that you're applying for.
There's no guarantees, and anything could change. But yes, what we've seen in all the filings are relatively small changes so far.
Okay, let's update us on the spot Bitcoin ETFs. I've seen the year-to-date numbers here. They're amazing. We've seen about 15, almost 16 billion in inflows overall since they launched 5 months ago. That seems like a very successful launch by any measure.
I think there are two things that are incredible about the Bitcoin ETFs. One, just the size of the inflows. You mentioned north of $15 billion. That's the most ever for any new ETF launch. But the second piece is the consistency. We had $250 million come in last week. We had $600 million in June. We had $2.4 billion in Q2. Even though the price of Bitcoin is up and down, people keep buying these ETFs, and that's a very good sign.
So what about Ether? What can we expect from a spot Ether launch here? What would be a victory? So would you say it's a victory if we had 25% of the flows of Bitcoin, 50%? How do we judge whether this is going to be a success or not?
I think 25% would be a great number. If you look at the market cap ratio of Bitcoin and ETH, that's about where you would end up. Our prediction at Bitwise is we could see $15 billion of flows in the first 18 months. That would make these the second most successful ETF launch of all time. Now, I think it could be interesting. It's launching in the summer. That's a quiet period for crypto. It's a quiet period for ETFs. But if there's any softness, I think we'll see the long-term demand accelerate toward the end of the year.
All right, Matt.